Hey, hello, howdy, how you doing? Just off of Project Zomboid's main menu lies a small list of scenario-based challenges. Of those listed, you'll find the more popular ones such as a Release CDDA and the You Have One Day challenge. But there's one particular scenario here that I haven't been able to stop playing, and that's House in the Woods Last Stand Accumulator. If you're unaware, this is Project Zomboid's bare-bones, round-based zombies game mode. As someone who grew up sinking hundreds of hours into Nazi zombies on COD World at War, this mode is where I ended up spending a ton of my time early on. It's helped me learn how to deal with large hordes of zombies, as well as improve my kiting and game awareness. The premise is pretty simple. There's a timer in the top right that counts down. Once it hits 0, zombies begin spawning in waves. Obviously the first wave is the smallest, with the number increasing with each passing wave. You'll earn cash from killing zombies, similar to earning points in COD Zombies, which can be spent on a variety of items from melee weapons to crafting items and eventually guns and ammo. So with that, I decided to hop on stream and see just how many waves I could complete, as well as showcasing some strategies that you can use in your attempts. To start, this is the build I went with. It looks absolutely ridiculous at first, but let me explain. In this scenario, there's no hunger or thirst or fatigue. There's also no reason to grind any skills outside of 1 or 2 combat specific ones. With that in mind, you can take traits you normally wouldn't, such as illiterate, restless sleeper, and so on. With all the negatives chosen, and after grabbing veteran as an occupation, we have 59 points to mess with. After grabbing my positives, I had 3 points left over, so I dropped weak stomach to even it out because the tism in me can't focus knowing I left 3 points on the table. It's worth noting here that you shouldn't end up taking the smoker trait in this challenge. I realized this with some more testing, but zombies don't spawn with cigarettes on them in this scenario, and you'll still trigger anxiety and depression with no way to cure it, so you're better off just not including it. As soon as you spawn in, the first thing you'll do is buy a hammer. Hammers cost $70, which is the equivalent to 7 kills. It's an easy option that doesn't use a ton of stamina and has decent durability. I'll mention this later on, but if you're gonna rock this strat, always buy a new hammer instead of repairing your current one. I'll explain why later on, but it's a huge waste of time to repair your items. For the first 5 waves or so, I solely relied on the hammer and stomping. Whenever you're ready, you can buy a shotgun and some shells, but I like to hold off on that as long as possible since it costs $90 for 6 shells. These first few waves all have less than 10 zombies, so if you're quick enough, you can actually burn through them in under a minute each and without allowing the zombies to group up at all. Grab this chair. Place you right there. And I think we're just gonna have, yeah. Again, just buy a new hammer instead of repairing the other one for a third of the price. There we go. Around wave 5 or 6 is when I'll typically switch over to the shotgun. The longer you wait to make the shift, the more risky it becomes, until eventually you find yourself in a situation like this. Uh-oh, I just dead here? Did I really just trip? Okay. I'll take... This is what happens when you take a week off of Zomboid. That being said, if you do end up getting bit, as long as it's not on your right arm or hand, you'll be fine. Time doesn't progress, or if it does, it's in real time. You'll never get sick and die from any injuries sustained in this challenge. What I'm trying to say is, COVID won't kill you, but the blood loss certainly will. Anyway, this is why you buy a shotgun. It's here that I want to show you something. Remember back at the beginning when I was saying how a hammer is $70? Well, what would you think a good number would be to repair the purchased hammer? Surely it'd cost less than $70, right? I mean, you already purchased the item. Well, what if I told you it costs an easy $200? That's right, for the simple price of 3 times what you originally paid, you can repair your hammer. If for some reason you don't immediately buy into that Billy Mays style deal, you can always simply purchase another hammer for the original $70. In other words, you can buy 3 hammers for $210, or you can purchase a hammer and repair it 1 time for a total of $280. Isn't basic math just so exciting? Everything else we're gonna keep the hammer for. Anyway, after the round finished up, I figured why not show off some cheese. Look in the top right corner of the screen. See that wave timer counting down? When that hits 0, zombies will begin spawning. Well, what if I told you that gameplay has no impact on that timer? What I mean is you can speed up time as much as you want in-game. It will not alter the countdown timer. For instance, I can eat some food to heal and speed up the time by hitting F6. You can see the health zoom way back up and how much my character twitches, but the timer will stay constant, just slowly ticking down 1 second at a time. Obviously, this can be exploited like crazy, so I tend to use it to do menial tasks like fully rest in less than 2 seconds, clear out some trees, train sprinting, all that fun stuff. To rehash Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. Not only does speeding up time not impact the timer at all, but to the player's detriment, pausing the game by hitting F2 also does not impact the timer. Want to pause your game to run to make a call, grab a snack or anything? Well, go fuck yourself. The timer is going to keep counting down whether you want it to or not. Now this isn't the end of the world by any means, as pausing the game will stop the zombies from moving still, but that rest period you wanted is effectively wasted. These next few waves all kind of just blended together. You're basically just trying to get a few kills at the beginning before swapping to your shotgun and mowing down the big ball of zombies. This is entirely personal preference, but I always like to switch back to the hammer when there's less than 10 zombies left so I can conserve some ammo. It's just a little something extra that'll help in the long run. Boom. Should see how fast we can speed run around. Damn it. Do this though, I guess. Right? Oh wait, maybe I can kill you. Hold on. If you try to build a fort, there's no point, and I actually like physically can't because I went illiterate, and I would need to farm carpentry to do that. So if I wanted to build like a platform to narrow them down into, like a kill box, I can't even build that right now, let alone a wall or stairs. It's literally just COD zombies, but it's like World at War, Verruct, and Nocturne built COD zombies. Like not even like, so no Black Ops 3 zombies. But we can definitely, like, there's a saw down the little shed to our south, so we could definitely just like get a fire. Do I have a lighter? I do. We could definitely get a fire going, but I'm also gonna need cash to buy another shotgun because I'm willing to bet it's gonna be cheaper to buy than repair. For wave 10, I was feeling spontaneous, so I decided to use an axe and chop down a ton of trees in order to build a fire pit. Looking back, this was probably the dumbest idea I could have had, but in the moment, it all just made sense. Get to work chopping down all of these trees, because again, when you speed up time in game, it doesn't speed up the timer. Classy. Campfire kit. Now, build a fire. Okay, we have fire. We have the technology. We've discovered it. We need to keep them away from that chair. Here we go. Okay, we have $50. Everyone remember that. The big question was, do I still earn money from zombies killed with fire, or do I only get paid for using methods that don't violate the Geneva Convention? The answer? That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, so we 100% get cash from that, but they're still alive. With this newfound cheesy power, I was determined to use it responsibly and within its own limits. The downside of this method, I mean aside from literally everything being on fire, is the fact that we didn't know it at the time, but this was actually completely destroying the game. The first indication was when the game would start ending the rounds with zombies still alive and walking around. Basically, the game just assumed the zombies had all died, which would start the countdown timer to the next wave, while zombies were still actively hunting me. Very slowly, huh? At first, this wasn't a big issue. There's more than enough time in between rounds, and as long as I don't just stand in one spot for 2 minutes, I'll be fine. It's gonna be more about kiting through fire than anything then, right? How heavy is this chair? Good enough that I can pick it up without problem, right? I need to group them up, and that's okay, this is the collective group then. Zigzag through this, and now we wait. We just do circles now. So they're not measuring then how many kills you get. They're just measuring every time a zombie dies, you just get cash. But like, that's hilarious that the waves are ending before anything happens. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass to like speed up in between rounds because I never know when all the zombies are dead. There's 2 on the screen. Oh, you're at the end. I know exactly where you are in there, Flame. You're at the very end. Flame's working on a video that's gonna be out in like 3 days. A little collaborative project. He's in it too. Fun fact. I realized I could just light a campfire, but we only have 1 light. There we go. That's what we needed. I mean, we can start really chugging through rounds if we want to, because we have more than enough ammo. A ton of cash. It's bothering me. There's 1 left somewhere. It's actually 2 left if you look. I spent my time in between waves continuously chopping down trees and adding fuel to the campfire. Nervous that I was going to eventually run out of lighter fluid, I purchased a knife and crafted a drill plank so that I could commit arson indefinitely. What is that, wave 13? Don't worry, this literally never comes up again. I never use it and I never get the chance to use the drill plank, because on wave 14, everything went to shit. Oh no, is that my chair? How is the fire still on? I thought I put that. Okay. What's this hammer? You can keep it. Apparently we finished the wave, but clearly not. Am I still? Can anyone see if I'm still getting money? Okay, I still am, even though it says the wave ended. Is it just 5, maybe every 5 minutes? I wasn't even planning on using fire this round, but a zombie had walked over a piece of grass, and the rest is history. Knowing that there's a fire strat now, and you can just absolutely cheese the shit out of this, though, is just amazing to me. This is gonna spread so fast. As the numbers dwindled, I made plans to continue this until at least round 20, and then who knows. Unfortunately, Project Zomboid had enough of my bullshit and decided to just turn off the round timer. I'm happy with that. It literally just disappeared mid-round and never came back. I tried spamming the spacebar, stopping and starting, pausing, throwing my keyboard out a window, but nothing worked. The game just refused to start the next wave, bringing me to the conclusion that I was simply too cheesy and had unexpectedly beaten the challenge. It's at this time that I'd like to extend an open challenge to the PZ community. This game mode kinda sucks, but it's also super addicting. It gets almost no love by the devs or player base, and it's largely forgotten in the Zomboid community. So, I want to see who can survive the longest. I don't care how you do it, what methods you use, if you use exploits, as long as you're not hopping into debug and giving yourself God mode, I want to see who can legitimately survive the most waves in House in the Woods Last Stand Accumulator. There's no right or wrong way or professional way to do this, but if you're interested at all in doing this challenge, all I want from you is to upload a video and ping me in the description. That'll notify me from YouTube so that I can go check that video out, and let's see how far we can take this. Thank you all so much for watching. I can't wait to see what you all send in. I'm sure there's someone out there who's hit some crazy number like 100+ waves, so I'm excited to see that. I want to give a very special thank you to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters who make it possible for me to make videos like this and ultimately bring the community closer together. I appreciate you all. Be safe, and thanks for stopping by. Dance on a fire.